All right, so I have never changed my own brakes before, but after being quoted $600, I figured now is a good time to learn. So I'm gonna start with this guy right here. The out of nowhere, normally the brakes give you signs that it's about to go out and start squealing and all that. This gave no signs, right? I just felt grinding, and then I took a look at this and realized that my brake disc got them super deep ridges inside of it. It's not like that on the other ones, so this one gotta go. Dad was gracious enough to get me an impact drill that he got from my uncle. Shouts out to my Uncle Jimmy. However, it doesn't have a little piece that goes right here that I need to take off the lug nuts. So I gotta do this the old-fashioned way. It's the thought that counts. First things first, let's make sure this parking brake is, which was apparently was already down. Make sure it's down. Hit them with the old school. All right, I can't get this shit off. Whoever put it on way too tight. So I'm gonna go buy the part that I need. Fuck it. Guys, I just left Advance, so I bought this adapter set and this socket. So let's see if this helps. I don't even know if this is the right size. My dumb ass didn't measure before I went up there, so kind of eyeballed it. Let's hope it works. Too small. Fuck. After a second trip to Advance, finally got the right piece for this car. All right, so this shit on so fucking tight that I eventually ended up bending my motherfucking crowbar for my jack. So time to figure something else out. All right, so after sitting around for about 2 hours, the guy couldn't take the lug nuts off either, so now I'm headed up to a tire shop to try to get them to do it. All right, so I got the tire shop to loosen up this the lug nuts. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty difficult to explain to people at a tire shop why you want them to loosen up the lug nuts but not actually do anything to the tire. But mission accomplished. Now I'm about to head home and try to finish taking this shit off and trying to get the job done. All right, I was finally able to get these damn lug nuts loosened. So next step is to jack this bad boy up.
Do ba 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 do boo do a boo ba do ba do boo boo ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do 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 a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do do ba do ba do a do 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 a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do 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 a do. Do ba 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 do.
Alright, so now that I finally got the goddamn wheel off, next is to remove the caliper. So I'll be removing this screw right here and the one under here. That one. But yeah. So I just eyeballed this shit and picked the right one. So I gotta get under there and turn it. Just believe me, I'm gonna do it. So after those bolts are broken, it's pretty much loose enough where you can unscrew it with your hands, but breaking them shits, whew, definitely requires some muscle strength unless you got the appropriate tools. All right, so now that I got this guy off, I put a zip tie right here to kind of keep it out the way and to keep it from falling down because it's heavy as hell and it's connected to this line. I think it's the brake line, and yeah, I don't want that to break off. So you're up there for now, buddy. Took the first brake pad off, and this is what it looked like. So yeah, I rode this way too long. That's why my disc look all crazy. Jesus. Running back. That one's not as bad as the one that was in the front, but yeah, he needed to go too. That's in order to get me another tool that I need in order to get this dumbass thing off. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, leaving advance again. Had to buy another one. Alright, finally got this thingamajig off after 100,000 trips to advance to get the right pieces. So now I get to take off the brake disc and place it with a shiny brand new one. This pretty much just slides off. Can do one. Slides on. Now I get to do everything in reverse. So before I put it back on, I'm gonna hit it with some brake cleaner. So nah, I mean, just cause there's supposedly a protective coat on it, so hit it with that and then that'll get that right off. I'm gonna use one of my lug nuts to kind of hold this in place. That way, when I put the caliper back on, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, slide all over the place. Something to remember about these screws too is they're kind of reverse, right? You know, you're gonna lefty loosey, righty tighty. In this case, it's facing the opposite direction, so you kind of got to remember that, you know, you're working in the opposite direction. So I'm turning it the way I would think I would turn it to loosen it, but I'm actually tightening it because it's really facing that way, if y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna take my C-clamp and decompress this buddy right here because it was set to the space of the old worn down brake pads. So we gotta make sure that the new ones can fit. So I'm gonna pretty much put that in between here and then use the C-clamp to push down on it. That way it can decompress it. All right, so my C-clamp wasn't big enough to fit over it with that brake pad in there, so I just got gully with it and put it directly on that. But yeah, mission accomplished. Now that the piston is pushed in, I can put the brake pads back on. Now I got the new brake pads on. Go ahead and untie this bad boy and put him back on there. All right, if you didn't decompress it right, it won't close all the way, but mine's did, so I'm Gucci. Just gotta, again, finish putting the rest of the stuff back on. After you got everything tightened up, go ahead and put that tire back on. You're good to go. Make sure you pump them brakes a good bit before you like really start driving because, yeah, I'm gonna be held liable. Just pump your goddamn brakes.